1045 The Team, your home for New York sports. This is a cool thing going on right now. We got Brett Smiley, editor-in-chief of the sportshandle.com. Brett, for those who may not know, what's been happening involving Governor Chris Christie and this case that you're following?
Basically, Christie and the state of New Jersey for nearly a decade at this point have been fighting to overturn a federal ban on sports betting outside Nevada. They want sports betting in Jersey, at Atlantic City, and there's a lot of other states that are looking to get in the action too, including New York.
So you were there Monday at the Supreme Court. What happened involving that case?
Yeah, it was a packed house, pretty exciting, and heavyweight attorneys on both sides, both involved with the NFL in previous cases. Anyhow, they made their cases, and my impression is that the justices were more receptive to New Jersey's side and more skeptical of the league side. It's the pro sports leagues, NCAA, NFL, NBA, and so on, that have been fighting to keep this law in place.
Brett Smiley with us right now on 1045 The Team. Brett, it just seems weird to me that they're even really fighting, because if you think about it, like the NFL in particular, wagering is such a big part of the fandom and why people follow it. People who don't even care about football will wager on it. Secretly, are they kind of hoping they get beat?
Yes, I've made that argument before, especially the NFL, now that they're seeing a bit of a dip in their ratings. And you also have NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, who he's penned an op-ed in the New York Times that was in 2014 advocating expanded sports betting. But for the time being, they're continuing to fight it, I think just to bring their argument to completion. But behind the scenes, the NBA is talking to members of Congress, and they basically want a federal framework. So it's one law that they have to understand and have to avoid lobbying. But the bottom line is sports betting, yes, will help all these leagues. TV ratings have shown that there's higher engagement among people who have placed a wager. They watch more and they watch longer.
So what's the timeline here? What happened on Monday, and what's the next step in the process?
Monday was the culmination of the case after all the briefings. And now that that's occurred, there'll be a decision from the justices sometime in the spring. I'm thinking around early or late April. And at that time, we'll have clarity on what's the future of sports betting in the U.S. If New Jersey wins, probably pretty quickly, in a matter of months, if not weeks, they'll license and regulate sports betting in the existing New Jersey casinos, especially Atlantic City.
Wow. So you're eyeing up April as a decision to be made, and I know you touched on some of the sports leagues fighting against it. Is that the only thing that prevents this, a decision at least coming through in April 2018?
Yeah, they've maintained the position that the law is constitutional, and they've remained the primary opposition. What the law has allowed them to do is just go into court and block New Jersey's efforts to legalize. Actually, a bill passed in 2011 or 12 in New Jersey that would have legalized it, and the leagues have, since it passed, stood in the way.
Brett Smiley, editor-in-chief of sportshandle.com, with us right now on 1045 The Team. So Brett, let's say, for all intents and purposes, New Jersey wins this, Chris Christie wins this fight. What does that mean for a guy like me here in New York who would love to just openly wager on football?
Yeah, there are many of our ilk. And as a native New Yorker, I've been tuned into what they're doing, too. There's an Assemblyman, Gary Pretlow, and he's been pushing for sports wagering as well. The thing that's a little bit complicated in New York is you have the racinos, the racetracks, OTB parlors, some casinos, and also the tribal gaming. So just trying to negotiate all those interests might be a little bit dicey, but with tax revenue and other benefits at stake, I think they'll find a way not long after Jersey.
Is that everybody? Is that, once Jersey, let's say it happens in April or May, the floodgates open in every state, maybe universally, or all 50 allow sports betting?
Well, it won't be all 50. There are a lot of states that already have a lot of casinos, like Pennsylvania, West Virginia, that they're beginning to look at laws and pass laws that would basically flip the switch. So, yeah, depending on how it goes, that's certainly a possibility that they all begin having sports books. But it's also a strong possibility that regardless of how it plays out, the the leagues will push for and achieve some sort of federal framework. In that case, states could opt in. So one way or another, it appears to be an inevitability, but it could be 1 to 3 years for states that want in.
Brett, the next question for me would be, would this have any implication on online gambling? Like, everybody's got the sites and the apps and all that, and New York State, they use, as soon as you sign up, they go, hey, if you're in New York, don't even bother. We're not going to be able to do anything with you. Would it affect online at all?
Well, the licenses and permits will first go to the land-based casinos, and those casinos, I believe, depending on the laws of the states, will have the ability to get online and offer mobile sports betting just in the same way that Nevada does. And they'll work with the same people, William Hill, some of the existing operators. So, yes, you should have the opportunity to make a wager online. And Nevada is seeing that almost 50% of the wagers are coming via mobile and the apps. So, that's certainly a big opportunity that would benefit them and benefit the consumer.
Brett, man, we really appreciate you. Brett Smiley, man, the editor-in-chief of sportshandle.com. And it's kind of an exciting day for me. I don't want to tip my hand too much, but I really want to openly wager.
Absolutely. I'm right there with you. Hypothetically, I no longer want to have to go through an offshore sports book in order to do something that's already occurring very widely in the U.S.
Right, like I've got a friend who literally flies to Vegas every weekend. I swear, it's literal.
Yeah, hypothetically, I get what you two are doing. Brad, appreciate the time, man.
Hey, great being with you. Take care.